there's a communication center from the heart, and the heart actually sends neural commands to the brain. And there's more, there's also the reverse. The brain sends communications or neural commands to the heart, but there's actually more commands coming from the heart to the brain than vice versa. Welcome to Energetics with Kim and Veronica, where we invite you to nourish the energy of your inner why, your inner healing, magic, prosperity, your curiosity, clarity, playfulness. Welcome home. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our next episode of Energetics Podcast. And I am Veronica. I'm with my gorgeous partner, Kim. Hey, Kim.
Hello, Veronica. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. And if this is your first listen, welcome.
Welcome. We recently had an episode that was exploring the mind's potential and the different functions of the mind. And today we thought we'd maybe dive into the heart a bit. So there's different parts of our body, different aspects to our psyche, the heart, the body, the mind, the spirit. And we dove prior into, how the mind functions and how it doesn't function and how it limits us and then how it empowers us. And today we thought we'd talk a little bit more about the heart. And one of the things that Kim and I have dived into, again, in and out over the last couple of decades, is the Heart Math Institute and all of the brilliant insights and science that they have produced. And we've also done a lot of heart activations and heart, exploring how we can utilize the heart in our day-to-day lives to empower ourselves, to lead ourselves, to navigate life, but also to create what we desire in life. And so we thought we'd just kind of dive into the content. So I have some scientific facts that I've brought up from the Heart Math Institute that I thought we could dive into.
Yeah, so we're asking y'all to stay tuned because Veronica and I are going to be offering something around all of this.
Yes. An experience, a journey.
An experience.
Yeah. So the first really interesting insight. So the Heart Math Institute has scientists that study this and then, share with us the facts of the biology and the science behind it. So one of the facts that they've been able to prove is that the heart's electromagnetic field is actually 60 times stronger than the brain's, which is interesting because, again, especially for those of us in North America and in the Western continent, we function primarily from our brain, and there's no wrongness in that. But it's interesting to have that awareness that actually our electromagnetic field is significantly stronger from the heart than the brain. The heart generates a field that's 5,000 times stronger than the brain's, which is detectable several feet away. And that field carries emotions, and it actually interacts with the environment around us. So looking at where our heart is, one of the things that I think Heart Math does is they have this, they have a device. I've never used it. I don't think, Kim, you've ever used it either, but they have a device that
I have one
that can actually measure where your own heart is, the field that it's kind of vibrating at. And there's a lot of processes that we can do to tap into the energy of the heart and to learn how to or to assess where it's at in any given moment, and to actually consciously choose to change the field, change the frequency of it. So that's been really like a key foundation for the work that I've done for myself over the last couple of decades. And I'm sure similar for you too, Kim.
Absolutely. Like the energy from as our heart. That also, like when we're doing healing touch or making food or creating crafts or using our hands for anything and everything, that energy that comes out of our hands, like I said, whether you're doing Reiki or you're just cooking, doesn't matter what it is. The energy of the heart travels down the arms and out the hands. And so, it reminds me of how many images have we seen of infinite beings, embodied masters, and they're always doing something with their hands. Right? They're always doing something with their hands. And so that's just a little bit of a clue, a little bit of a key that, as we're radiating from our hearts, it impacts our entire body. and it also comes out our hands and other places. It's not just the hands, but yeah, it's just such a beautiful thing. I know that the Shambhala Center here, when they have an event, the practitioner has to be in that heart space to be able to work in the kitchen. And if they're not in the heart space that day, they take responsibility and somebody else works in the kitchen that day, because they're actually infusing whatever it is that we're going to nourish ourselves with through food and drink. They're nourishing it with the heart. Isn't that
I
cool?
love that. I love that.
Me
That's
too.
so great. And to be able to notice your own heart and when it's expanded or contracted and where it's at. And there's been a lot of healing I've done for myself to move through some trauma in the heart that probably is from other lifetimes or beyond. I remember going through a period of time where felt very heartbroken and there was no reason for it. And, this is probably
Right.
12 years ago. So, and it was probably around the time that I was really learning to notice where my heart is and to also consciously activate it, so that as I was walking around in the world and as I was looking to, nurture the things that I was choosing to experience in my life, I would know how to do that. And there was a lot of healing that was required. So I think it's an interesting path to navigate for those of us who are interested in diving in deeper. The other interesting thing about the heart that again the Heart Math Institute has proven is that there's a communication center from the heart, and the heart actually sends neural commands to the brain. And there's more. There's also the reverse. The brain sends communications or neural commands to the heart, but there's actually more commands coming from the heart to the brain than vice versa. And so that really influences emotional processing and perception and cognition. So when you actually think about it, they say there's like a little brain almost in the heart that's actually directing our physical brain. And it's fascinating when we start to really contemplate what that means for us. So curious on your thoughts for that, Kim.
Yeah, the heart brain. The heart brain. And as you were talking, I was so aware of, wow, because so some people might be like, I don't even know what that is. And it's so simple. It really is. Anything that makes you go, oh my God, that's so beautiful, you've just activated, right? You just shifted down into your heart when you allow yourself to feel, right? So when you allow yourself to feel all of that and whatever it is that makes you go, right? And it could be the sun on your face. It could be, and every part of the body is connected. It really is. So that's even helping with the central nervous system, oxytocin and all the feel good things. And the heart is pumping blood into every part of our being, right? And so when we can, when we allow ourselves to feel the love that we have for, listen, I don't care if it's a hamburger. You love a hamburger, use that. That's your tool. Cool. Whatever it takes, right? To activate that. Oh my God, I love that so much. Whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is. You're using a tool outside of you to activate that which is within you. Right. So the more that we can look at and pause and actually look in a moment to see, wow, is there something here for me? Right. Those are the words you like to use. Is there something here for me? And it could be like, look at how art, when people are looking at art, right? Have you ever watched somebody, like when I go and look at art, I am just as much into the people who are looking at the art and experiencing the art as I am the art. Because to me, they're interconnected. And I could stand there and watch those people and receive the love that they are, and the curiosity and all the things, that's all heart connecting to heart, connecting to heart, connecting to heart, right? One heart. And so yeah, I love watching people love. Oh my God. Right? Watching a parent with a child. I'm watching the child, but I'm watching the love. I'm experiencing the love, and that the love that is in their heart activates the love that is within mine, and vice versa, and it's all connected. And oh my God, yeah, I'm a people watcher. I'm not creeping anybody, but I do like to watch people.
That's awesome. Yeah, and it's like what we always say, like creating that inner environment, right? And when we create that inner environment, then that generates that field that starts to expand out into our environment and interacts with everything that we interact with, and it transforms what our experience ends up being in this reality, both in the moment, but also in terms of what we create as we move into the future. And speaking of that, so another interesting fact that they've proven is that the heart intuition, it actually detects, it reacts to future emotional stimuli up to 10 seconds before it happens. So there's like an intuitive intelligence that's beyond our linear time frame, whereas our brain is very reactive in the moment. The heart actually knows it's coming. There's an intuition that it reacts to before something actually happens.
You know what? As you're saying that, and I'm kind of like looking at the energy and the vibe of what that is for me, here's what I'm getting. And I don't know if this is true. This is just what I'm picking up in the moment as you're sharing that, Veronica. So in the beginning, you had shared, okay, the mind field radiates this far out. The heart field radiates that far out. So the heart radiating that far out, perhaps it's picking it up in advance because it's actually so expanded. It's there before we are. So it precedes us, right? It precedes us because it's so much bigger than our physical anatomy. And so, yeah, in that expansion piece of it. And listen, there's a lot of people who have an expanded field and a lot of people who don't for whatever reason. And that's where our healing journey is all about for me. And so, yeah, 100%. I love that. Yeah. So of course it precedes us. It's bigger than us.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love how you brought that in. That's amazing. Yeah, and so they've really, like, the great thing about them is they've done so many studies, and they've really tied it to the positive emotions, right? The heart is the kind of the center for positive emotions, love, joy, gratitude, appreciation, all those things that we talk about. And when we're in those emotions that are in alignment with our heart, and our heart starts to create this, this rhythm that boosts immunity. It reduces our stress hormones. It enhances our cognitive function. So there's a lot of benefits to learning the art and the science and the process of connecting with our heart, noticing our heart, communicating with our heart, allowing our heart to know that we are willing to partner with it greater and to generate the energy of the heart. That's something that I've played with and practiced a lot, and I'm sure you have too, Kim, is really learning how to generate that heart energy. And it really, the benefits of it go far beyond just feeling good in the moment, although that's a wonderful experience as well. But it goes far beyond in terms of our physical and our emotional well-being and our cognitive well-being.
You know what? I'm just gonna share here. Do you remember when you and I were in a program with Mary A. Hall? Oh my God, that's actually where we met. I don't know how long ago that was. And she introduced to me, it was a new thing for me. I don't know if it was new for you at the time or not, Miss V, but it was about as you're going to sleep at night, bring into your awareness, not thinking about something, but bring into your awareness something that when you bring it into your awareness, you're like, oh my God, I love that so much. Right? And so just bring it into your awareness and imagine that you're experiencing, and in that, whatever it is, in the moment. And as you're going to sleep at night in that energy of love and then the energy of the heart, it's actually reprogramming your entire subconscious mind, the entire system on, oh, okay, so this is love. And so we soak in it. Every cell in our body is soaking in it as we're sleeping. How healing is that, right? And our subconscious is reprogramming itself to that. And so for me, the way that I activate that is I'll actually lay down and I'll be thinking, okay, so what is it? Something that, and again, it could be a hamburger. I had a client, I was working with her with this process and she was, I can't think of anything that I love. I said, what's your favorite food? She said, a burger. I said, well, let's use that. Right. And so she brought the, oh my God, when I'm eating a burger, it's so good. So it could be how the sun feels on your face. At the time when I learned this, I was going through a lot of, I'm going to call it chaos. And so there were people, as much as I love them, I couldn't use my awareness of them because the story would show up. Right. And so, yeah, so it could be like, oh my God, I love it so much when, oh my God. And so really let yourself go there. So you're reactivating the feel. Maybe it's the sun on your face. Maybe it's the feet in the sand. Maybe it's a burger. Oh my God. Maybe it's, whatever it is. So bring that into your awareness and allow yourself to soak in and activate. So using your imagination to activate that energy of love that is within you. You're just using a tool to activate that which is within you, right? And then go to sleep at night in that energy. A lot of people are going to sleep at night with worry, fret, and fear. Yep. Well, that's what you're programming yourself with that has to play itself out in your waking state. Because when we're going to sleep at night, we actually go through the same brain wave that is being used in the hypnotic state. So what are we hypnotizing ourselves to? Worry, fret, and fear, maybe? Well, how's that working out, right? And so when I learned this was a game changer for me. It was like, oh my God, just go to sleep at night thinking, get rid of the word thinking there, bringing into my awareness something that I love. And just letting myself soak in that and using my imagination to be in that. Oh my God, right? Then, like any hypnotic state, it has to play itself out in my conscious daily living, right? That was a game change for me.
100% for me too. And it's something that I've kept, for all the things that we've studied over the last decades. That's one of the key foundational aspects of everything I do for myself and for clients that I work with. I think it's just so life-changing. And you can use that thing, whatever it is, as the catalyst to activate it within you. And then you can really start to notice, how does that feel? How does that feel in my body? And you can start to learn to activate it without requiring that thing.
Exactly.
Which is,
yeah, exactly. So I always say, like, we use tools until we become the tool. Then we know. So, but tools are great to get things started, right? And then you actually become it. And it's not that, I tried that tool the other day and it didn't work. Oh, are you sure it didn't work? Or are you actually not needing to go through the process? Maybe you've become it and they go, oh. And so for me, I love to activate that heart center because that's what we're doing with that. We're activating that heart center. I love being that in the world. Oh my God. Like, why would I only do it at home when I'm on my way to sleep? Well, because that actually starts to create a new program, new rewiring. Right? Instead of worry, fret, and fear and all the things, I start to put that in. I don't have to do anything about the worry, fret, and fear. It actually just seems to replace it because I'm bringing in so much light, so much love that other stuff can't. There's no room for it. And so going into places like, the grocery store and just activate it. Now it's like like you said, you don't even actually have to bring it into your awareness. You just become it. You become it. And boy, oh girl. I don't know about you, Miss V, but for me, when I first started really, 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 really playing with this tool, and then I became it, did I ever notice when I wasn't? Right? And so in the beginning, it's like a huge shift to notice when you are in the heart space and you become that. And boy, like I said, girl, you really notice when you're not, and you get to go, oh, cool. And you bring yourself back. Right? And yeah, I love that. I love
So
that.
good. Yeah. And heart math has proven that, being in that heart coherence, they call it, actually overrides those deep seated patterns and reprograms the subconscious beliefs. Exactly what you're saying, Kim. They've scientifically proven it.
Yeah. But don't do it, anyone. No, don't.
Not worth it.
No. Yeah. And you know what? And I'm sure you notice this too. Like walking around in the world, it also invites others' hearts to be and do the same. You don't have to say a word, right? I get more head nods and little smiles and that little the little Mona Lisa smile from people when I'm out in the world. I love it. Sometimes I get bored and I'll go to the grocery store just because I love that. But yeah.
Yeah, you become radiant, you become magnetic. And of course, because our heart field expands beyond us, their heart field is picking up on that, right? There's a resonance there. It's like a tuning fork.
Tuning fork. Yes. There it is. Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, and so if this is not something you've done before, then there's lots of tools that can help you to activate it and practice and play with it. As Kim said, you use tools until it becomes a way of being. And we're looking to offer a guided journey, a guided experience that can lead you into this as well. So reach out to us. We'll be sharing more about that soon, but reach out if you have any questions about that, and we'd love to have you participate with us.
Yay.
Amazing.
And it will be a registration thing. We'll get people to register for it.
Exactly.
Awesome. Okay. So, so on that sleeping note, right? And so I'm somebody who wakes up through the middle of the night and goes pee. Guess what? When I come back from my pee, I get to do it again. I get to do that practice again because again, I'm rewiring my own I'm rewiring my own brain. I'm using that subconscious and that brain wave to continually activate that love that is within me. It doesn't matter what I use to activate it. That's just a tool, right? Right? Because the lady that could only think of the hamburger, she judged herself for she didn't, right? She judged herself. Well, that seems so, what did she call it? Anyway, something like surfacey. That seems like a facade. And I'm like, yeah, well, we're just using what you got. We're using where you're at. So yeah, no judgment on what it is. It could be, doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what it is, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And so, every time you wake up, and then when you wake up in the morning, boom, you're coming out of that brain wave. You get to go, oh my God, I love it so much. Boom, whatever it is. And then you're starting your day with that. It's like 2 seconds once you get going.
Exactly.
Right? And if you forget and you're in the shower and you go, I forgot to do that thing, do it then. As you're driving, do it then, eyes open. Because the tools that you and I share, Veronica, are about eyes wide open in the world, right? Because that's where life happens.
100%.
With our jobs, with our families, while we're driving. So can you be that while you're in the world?
Yeah, and
and it is a practice.
It is a practice, yeah. And we talked recently too about romanticizing our lives, right? So, as you're getting your cup of tea or your cup of coffee, and if you really can take that moment to really feel that pleasure, activate that pleasure within you about, the enjoyment that you receive from it instead of just rushing through it, right? It doesn't have to take half an hour. It can take even, 10 seconds, but taking those extra few seconds to really activate the pleasure and to really activate the heart in just really feeling into the enjoyment you receive from whatever that is, watching the sunrise or smelling the flowers or all those simple things. It just completely transform your life when you can incorporate that into your day every day.
Yeah, the romanticizing your life part. I love that. And the way that I do that is just whatever it is that I'm doing in the moment. If I just ask myself the question, if this was a scene from a movie, right? And so I get to be the actor in my own movie, because we are anyway, right? And so if this was a scene from a movie, what might that? And so then I behave as if, and oh my God, it's so fun. It is, it can be really, really fun. So yeah, you can do it with what you're doing in the moment. If this was a scene from a movie, how would I flick my hair? Right? Or how would I walk? How would I drink my coffee?
Exactly.
And just have fun with it. My God, right? Anyway,
Yeah. Use
cool.
your life as the material. Yep. Well, thank you, everyone. We appreciate your watching, listening, your contribution to the conversation, and we appreciate any likes, subscribes, shares you're willing to offer, because it helps us get the word out there. So thank you so much. We appreciate you, and we will see you next time. Much love from the heart.